Richard had never been one to believe in love at first sight, but when he met Sarah, he knew that she was the one. They had a whirlwind romance, and before he knew it, they were living together in a cozy apartment in the city. But one day, Richard came home early from work to find Sarah in bed with another man. His heart shattered into a million pieces, and he couldn't believe that the person he had trusted with his heart had betrayed him in such a cruel way. Determined to move on and make something of his life, Richard threw himself into his work. He worked long hours, and eventually, his dedication paid off. He was offered a promotion, and with it, a hefty raise. With his newfound wealth, Richard decided to treat himself to the things he had always wanted. He bought a new car, a fancy apartment in a luxury high-rise, and started traveling the world. But no matter how much he indulged in material possessions, he couldn't shake the feeling of betrayal that still lingered in his heart. He tried to move on, but every time he thought of Sarah, he felt a pang of anger and hurt. One day, while on a trip to a remote village in a developing country, Richard met a young boy who had lost his entire family to a deadly disease. The boy had nothing left but the clothes on his back, and yet he was still smiling and hopeful. Richard was struck by the boy's resilience and determination, and it made him realize that there was more to life than just material possessions. He decided to use his wealth to help others, starting with the boy in the village. He set up a foundation to provide aid to people in need, and over time he became known as one of the most generous philanthropists in the world. As he gave back to the world, Richard's heart began to heal. He realized that the hurt he had experienced had given him a new perspective on life, and that his wealth was a gift that he could use to make a difference in the world. In the end, Richard found that true happiness came not from material possessions, but from the joy of giving back to those in need. And though he never forgot the pain of his past, he was grateful for the lessons it had taught him, and for the opportunity to use his wealth to make the world a better place.